So we're in Clovis, California. We just finished installing this faucet for the homeowner. This is a Newport brass, and I do not see the documentation, but it is right here. You can see it is the, looks like a Metropole, 1200, 510310, pull down kitchen faucet, satin bronze. Anyways, that's their product, and there's their barcode right there. You can keep the box, or you probably got the documentation. You'll need that for your warranty. Anyway, so homeowner provided the faucet. We just installed it. Mounting nut was a little fussy, so it was a nice brass nut with the stainless steel set screws, but something happened and it wouldn't tighten down the set screws. So we got it snugged up real good, and it just didn't feel right. I mean, we set a lot of these faucets with the same mounting bracket from other manufacturers, Moen, Delta, Kohler, and they go together well. This one, it just didn't feel right. But as it's not moving, and this is not what you turn anyways. It's solid. It's tightened down. This is movement right here, so that's working great. And then, of course, the functionality of the faucet, off and on and back and forth. You know, don't over tighten, don't over open, over close, don't overturn back and forth. One finger operation is all you need with this. If things start to stiffen up here, there's a cartridge in there that needs to be replaced. But don't just, if it starts to get stiff, don't start cranking on it this way and this way. And of course, it's your faucet, and I know you're going to be gentle with it anyways. But so faucet's in. Additionally, they got, and I just got everything wet down here. Additionally, they bought some matching basket strainers. I'm going to try and get all the water out of there. Matching basket strainers, and also a mounting flange in the same color as the faucet. So we went ahead and took the stainless flange that came with the garbage disposal, chucked it in the trash, and put this one in. So they provided that as well. And then, of course, basket strainer, they provided that, so that's good. And the reason I'm drying this out is the only way to save this finish and help it last for years and years is after every use you're going to need to dry this. Otherwise you'll need to put in water softening equipment. I don't know if you have that or not, but that's the only way to keep this thing from getting stained from the calcium, magnesium in our water. So it's dry, and then this guy's dry, and of course there's a little rim inside here. You can clean that out and just get it dry. If you don't want to, then it'll last for a while, but then after a while it's going to stain white from the calcium. Down here, a little fussy in the back. We did have to cut it open. We did ask the homeowner, hey, can we cut the wall open to try and work on this plumbing? They said okay, so we had to cut part of the board back, and we cut it pretty straight. I mean, it's not the greatest, but we cut it open, got the wall opened up, and found out that they have a high loop in the back. So a high loop normally is in a cabinet that does not have a wall accessible, and they're not on an island, but they put a high loop back there, and we didn't know that until we got the wall open. But so the fittings that were in, we had to cut them out, and there was no pipe to tie into. And so what we have back there, in the very back, you can see the sanitary tee in the wall that's kind of discolored with paint on it. We had to take a ram bit and drill out the plastic out of that fitting, because we needed to reuse it. And then, of course, a brand new 1.5" schedule 45, and then a piece of pipe, and then, of course, transition over to tubular, and then tubular, we got a P-trap sitting in here, and then over to the tailpiece. That's a telescoping kit that we installed as well, and then, of course, trap and telescoping kit, we either get those at Ferguson or Home Depot. Anybody can find those. But tubular plastic, up to a little tiny tailpiece. Brass nut comes with the basket strainer, and so that's good. Over to the garbage disposal, it's a 750, I think it's a 3/4 horse in-sink aerator, and it's only a 1-year warranty on this stuff, so I mean, you can certainly get it going if you'd like to on the warranty. They just don't give you very much of a warranty on the product, but that was also by a Pro 750 right there, and that's by in-sink aerator. So they provided that. We just installed it with their flange and everything else. Everything looks good down here. We did have to replace these shutoff valves. Both were missing handles. They were as old as a home, which is probably 18, maybe 18 years, right around there. I think we were looking at homes out here. This is DeVille, and we're looking out here at homes in maybe 2001, right around there. So 15 to 18 years old, something like that. Anyways, no handles on either stop, and they were multi-turn, so we put some quarter-turn valves for you, hot and cold. Hot side, we got a little brass tee for the dishwasher, and then, of course, there's no dishwasher in place right now, so there's an open port, and so we need to turn the water on for testing, and of course, so you can use it. What we just put a little supply line on there, put a cap and nipple down there, so when your dishwasher guy gets here, he's going to drill a hole down there, bring the waste line through, tie it in, bring the water line through. All you got to do is turn that valve off, quarter turn to the right off, and then take that off right there. Take this supply line, the whole thing out, and tie the dishwasher. Should be a 3/8 braided line, tie it in right there. And so then turn the water back on. So that's good. Over here, we knocked out the plug for the disposal. Reason being is when your dishwasher when it dumps water, it's going to come over here into the disposal through that pointing connection right there. Well, it's knocked out because it's real hard to knock out once you have it in place, and you can see how tight it is to the bottom of the sink. So what we did is took a piece of 7/8 hose, normal discharge hose that we use here. We cut a little shorty piece and then clamped it on, and then stuffed the end full of putty. The reason why is if you were to fill this sink up for some reason, or you had a lot of water, or you turn it on and a lot of water in there, it'll spit water out that hole and drip in your cabinet and ruin the bottom of your cabinet here. So just keep an eye on that until you get your dishwasher hooked up. Just be mindful. Don't get too much going on in there or any standing water in there. But right now the disposal is online and working. We tested it out. It's functional. We checked it out for leaks. Trap's not leaking. Water pipe's not leaking. The only thing we see back there is a little bit of a conflict. Your hot and cold water lines where they come in. You can see there that the hose for the faucet, for the spray hose, kind of drapes down and hugs the cold water shutoff valve. You can see the hot on the left, the cold's right behind it. So you may get some snags. It may inadvertently get hung up on that supply line. When you pull it up, it get hung up on that shutoff valve, and it won't go up. And so that's not our error. It's simply the installation of your plumbing. It should have been off-centered, but it's not. It's right in the center. I think we covered everything. So we got the garbage disposal in, we got the faucet in, gave you some new shutoff valves, everything's good. You will need to have your drywall guy come in here and patch that wall back. It's no big deal for a drywall guy. And then of course, like I say, we cut it over there, freehanded it with a Sawzall. We don't have tools, we're not cabinet makers. And you can see over here, it doesn't look fantastic, but you can clean that up and it'll look great. Once you get your drywall back in place, it's fine. And of course, you can't really see it from the front, you'd be hard pressed to complain about that. So, but we did talk to you first about opening the cabinet up and repairing back here. So everything looks good. Outside of that, this installation is done.